The Uraeus, symbol of the Cobra goddess. The Uraeus is one of the most well-known or well-seen symbols in all the world, yet probably as misunderstood for all its representations. This is a sacred symbol associated with royalty that comes to us from the early Kemetic and then Egyptian cultures of the Nile River Valley. This is a symbol for the Goddess Wadjet, who was one of the earliest Egyptian deities and was often depicted as a cobra, as she was seen as the serpent goddess. There was a major cult center to her at Per-Wadjet, and she became the matron deity of the Nile Delta and the protector of all of Lower Egypt. The pharaohs wore this as a head adornment, either with her body atop or as a crown encircling the head. And this sacred serpent symbol reiterated the connection between the gods and the pharaohs and conveyed legitimacy to the royal personages. The royal cobra indicated that the ruler enjoyed the protection and the patronage of the Goddess Wadjet, the lower Kemetic deity. And later the pharaohs themselves were seen as manifestations of Ra, and it was believed that the Uraeus protected them by spitting fire on their enemies from the fiery eye of the goddess. Some of the mythology around this sacred symbol tells us that Aset created the Wadjet from the dust of a dying star and the black soil of the land that was Kemet, and thus she becomes a central part of the Wadjet itself. And it is rumored that this was the key to her gaining her throne initially. The myths of this particular symbol go far beyond its relation simply to Kemet. In this kingdom, in this empire, in this culture, we can see its reflections in its attachment to royalty. But it is undeniable that this is centrally about serpent worship, which is at almost the heart of many early cultural belief systems. We don't have to look far. We can go right to the Indus River Valley, and their worship of serpents is very prevalent even to this day. It is an interesting point that we can see. We typically look for connections among belief systems, and we can see it between these two. But we can also see a disconnect or a conflict in Abrahamic beliefs and their representation of the snake. It starts with their early mythologies of Adam and Eve and the wisdom of the snake being bad for them. They still represent the snake as a source of knowledge, just as the ancient Kemites and the ancient people of the Indus Valley did, but yet this was tainted knowledge or bad knowledge, knowledge that would lead men astray. So it is through our worship or deification of snakes that perhaps we understand what the ancestors were really thinking, what messages they wanted to convey, and why it became important for other maybe competing belief systems to denigrate and expose that belief system for being something that was wicked. Thank you again for joining us at Nile Chronicles as we explore these connections. As always, we ask that you watch some of our videos and like and subscribe.